Let me tell you something I've learned after 30 years of working with people. From Wall Street traders to small-town teachers. The loudest person in the room isn't always the most successful. The person who talks the most about change rarely changes at all. The ones who grow, who truly rise in life, they build themselves quietly. Not for applause, not for the world to see, but for something much deeper. Peace of mind, clarity, self-respect. You see, success isn't born under bright lights. It's built in the early mornings when the world is asleep. It's built in the evenings when everyone else has gone home and you're still learning, still working, still believing. Because greatness doesn't need an audience. It needs consistency. And if you can build yourself in silence, one day your results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. But if you don't, if you chase attention instead of mastery, you'll collapse loudly when it matters most. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the quiet ways that build extraordinary lives. 1. Master your mornings quietly. How you start your day shapes how you live your life. Each morning is a declaration, a decision. Will you rise with purpose or drift with distraction? The first hours of your day are like wet clay. You can mold them with intention or let them be shaped by noise. Most people wake up and reach for their phones, letting the world decide their mood before they've decided their mission. But if you wake early, if you claim those quiet hours for yourself, something changes. The world is still. Your mind is clear. That's when you plan, reflect, read, stretch, pray, or simply breathe. You prepare in silence, so you can act with strength. When I was younger, I used to wake before dawn. No one knew. Those mornings didn't look glamorous. A notebook, black coffee, silence. But that's where my future was built. Those invisible mornings gave me the edge, the discipline, the calm that money can't buy. 2. Learn every day, quietly. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Every book you read, every idea you study, every podcast that makes you think, it compounds. Knowledge is like money. If you invest in it daily, it grows exponentially. I've seen people turn their entire lives around because they chose to keep learning after everyone else stopped. They didn't brag about it. They just read in silence. And 5 years later, they spoke with wisdom that moved rooms. Never stop learning. Quietly, patiently. Because the person who learns in silence eventually speaks with authority. 3. The power of invisible growth. Here's something I want you to remember. Not all growth can be seen. When you plant a seed, it spends weeks growing underground before it ever breaks the surface. That doesn't mean it's not growing. It's preparing. Your progress works the same way. You might not see results yet. No one may notice. But something inside you is shifting. Your mindset, your habits, your identity. That's invisible growth. And it's the most powerful kind. Because by the time the world sees your success, it's already been years in the making. 4. The compound effect of integrity. We talk a lot about compound interest, how money multiplies quietly over time. But integrity works the same way. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, to wake up early, to save that $10, to say no to what drains you, you build credibility with yourself. That credibility compounds. It becomes confidence. And confidence becomes momentum. I've met people with big salaries but no peace, because they've broken too many promises to themselves. And I've met others with modest income but deep fulfillment, because they built their life on quiet, consistent integrity. 5. Protect your energy from noise. The world is loud. Everyone's trying to sell you a shortcut. But silence is where you hear your own voice again. Turn off notifications. Stop explaining your plans to people who won't understand them. Build in private. Then let your success make the announcement. When you protect your focus, you protect your future. Because distraction is the most expensive tax you'll ever pay. 6. Keep showing up, even when no one claps. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Others, you'll want to quit. That's normal. That's the test. Growth doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when you show up anyway. 5 minutes of focus today beats 5 hours of regret tomorrow. And every small action adds up, quietly, relentlessly, until one day you've built a life that feels unshakable. If you build yourself quietly, you won't need to shout for attention. Your life will speak for you. Your peace will speak for you. Your results will speak for you. Because greatness doesn't begin when the world applauds. It begins when the alarm rings and you rise before the sun. So tomorrow morning, before the world wakes, wake for yourself. Reflect, learn, act, and keep building, quietly. One day, the world will notice. But by then, you won't need them to. If this video inspired you, hit like, share, and subscribe to From Zero. Because here, you'll learn to live smarter and let money find you.